guys, do you know the Flower Man?
Yes, I know the Flower Man. The one who lives on Sunshine Lane?
Well, she was caught fucking the Flower Man.
No way! The Flower
The
Man.
Flower Man.
Hey guys.
Uh, end
End
program! End
program. End
program!
program.
Hey guys, this is Everyday Nerds with Globaloutcast and my co-hosts.
The Anime Shogun.
And Unholy Lycan.
And today we will be doing Marvel. So, Shogun, that's your cue.
All right. So, Lycan, you watch those movies?
I have not. I meant to.
Ooh, someone's in trouble.
I don't want to hear it over there.
This is the guy
Alright,
who didn't
so-
watch it.
First topic I'm going to cover with this is the Spider-Man.
Okay.
I want to hear your guys' your who was the best, I guess, in your opinion. Toby's, Tom's, or Andrew's?
My personal opinion, the best one I really don't is because they're all great in their own opinion. But my personal favorite would have to be Andrew's.
Okay.
Me personally, I think Tom's was the best. So.
Sorry, ladies, you're both wrong. No, for me, Toby's. Toby's was hands down the best. You know, because Spider-Man is. I feel like they captured Spider-Man correctly. I mean, the fact that the web fluids and everything was natural. They gave him more of like that actual spider power. I liked, but if you want to go, I think from what a lot of fans are saying as well, Andrews is more actually like comic book accurately from the fighting style and just the childish behavior over everything.
And he built everything himself, including his web cartridges. I did hear the fact that the reason why they put the natural webs in the Tobey Maguire one was because I believe Sam Raimi thought it'd make more sense. I believe it was either make more sense or it just looked better than. No, I think it was he couldn't understand how a teenager could create those web cartridges.
Right. And that being said, like Andrews, is right. And if you go from most of the comic books, he actually is supposed to be a genius who makes the own like web cartridges.
Yeah.
And I'm not hating on that, but to me, I like Toby's better just because I like the whole natural spider ability.
I do admit I liked Toby's and James Franco's Harry and Peter's natural kind of chemistry.
Right. Let's hear from Lycan. I haven't heard him say anything about it yet.
To be honest, the reason I went with Tom is because I haven't seen Andrews or Toby's very much, so that's why I went with Tom.
That's sacrilege. I'm sorry, but we're gonna have to vote you out now.
We're gonna have to vote you off the island.
Both of you shut up. Because I'm not much of a superhero person anymore. That's the thing. I kind of grew out of that, so that's why.
Yeah, but even still, I'm sorry to say it, but even still, anybody our age will turn on and tell you that they have seen at least Toby's.
Yeah. Oh.
Anybody our age.
Yeah. Oh, fun fact. Shogun, your favorite guy with the suit, the one that always goes legendary, played Spider-Man once.
It goes legendary.
Legend, wait for it, dairy.
Oh,
He played Spider-Man one time in the early 2000s.
Yeah, he did a voice.
Yep, he did the voiceover. He did a voiceover for 2003 one. I think it was supposed to be like a continuation of the Tobey Maguire's type thing.
Right. So then, how do you guys feel about Venom? From the comic books to the video games to the movies now.
I'll let you go first, Global.
Actually, I was hoping to hear first from you, Lycan.
Well,
This is your punishment.
Eh.
well, to be honest, I'm trying to remember what year it was, but the most recent Venom movie I did not like. It just, I don't know, when I was growing up and like I saw Venom, I saw just that evilness to the point where he wanted to kill everyone, didn't matter who the hell it was. The recent one, didn't give me that vibe. But to be honest, Venom, I think one of the best villains.
Eh. He's become more of an anti-hero nowadays, but, well, technically more hero. He went from villain, anti-hero, hero, and always back and forth. Eddie Brock's always been the main one to be all like, and now we're a villain.
Yeah, and I didn't really like that, so that's why I was like, I like the old classic where he's just the villain.
Yeah.
So, all right, what about you, Global?
I liked Eddie. I liked Eddie Brock's the Venom 1 and 2. 2 was a little but I still liked it. Had its great moments. I did not like Topher Grace's Venom. That Venom is sacrilege. He was. I just felt like he was way too small because Eddie Brock's always been like this big beefy dude in the comics, and I'm pretty sure Shogun knows about that. I did like the fight between Venom and Carnage. Shogun?
Weirdly enough, I haven't watched that fight yet, and I'm still kind of hesitant to watch it because for me, Carnage has to be done a certain way, like Venom has to be done a certain way. But I will agree, Topher Grayson's Venom was just not good. Venom is not some slender, slick, whiny baby. You know what I mean?
Yeah, didn't we go see Venom 2? Because I could have sworn you and I went to go
No,
I know we went
I've
to go
never
see
seen
Venom
2.
Okay, it might have been my older brother. But I remember us watching.
Yeah.
I remember us watching Venom 1. That was really funny. Venom 2, I remember seeing it with someone else. I can't remember who. I thought it was you.
Never saw Venom 2 in theaters. You, I think, invited me, but that's not what we're talking about right now. For me, it's. I like Eddie Brock's. I like how they did Tom Hardy's. That one was better. The thing that makes me so mad with how they're doing Venom in the movies right now, Venom has the white spider symbol.
Yes.
That's Venom. You know, like yes, he's the tentacle, symbiote, but it's the white spider symbol that anybody you could see that white spider symbol and you instantly know Venom.
Yeah.
And the fact that he doesn't have that to me is like a big important thing that they're taking away from Venom.
Yeah.
Which just makes me mad. And then I don't know how I feel about Carnage. I haven't watched the movie, so I don't know exactly if they're accurate, but Carnage comes from Venom, and from what I've heard in the movie, that's not the case.
Yes, it is actually. It is actually the case. The difference
I hope
is,
so.
yes, it is the case. He did come from Venom. He's because from my understanding, the Venom is the closest thing Marvel has to a Joker. But I felt like they didn't do it Carnage quite right. They got somewhat of the evilness and somewhat of the madness, I guess, a little bit, but not true blue Carnage to the point where he is nasty and he would do anything. Type of Carnage, and he does not love anybody. The only thing he loves is chaos.
So I hate to do this to you, Global, but I'm actually going to steal your line here. Fun fact: did you know that there was at least one other person besides Eddie Brock that was Venom?
There's actually been 3.
Yeah, but do you know who one of them is?
Flash Thompson, and then another one who was can't remember his name.
Flash is right because Flash becomes anti-Venom, like the anti-hero.
Yeah, he becomes Agent Venom, and then
yep.
Sorry, go on.
And the other person is Harry Osborn.
Huh.
Actually, there's also been another one.
From what I've heard, it's always been Flash, Eddie, and Harry Osborn.
He was Venom for a very short period of time. I can't remember.
Counts.
It was like for like I can't like I say short period of time, like comic shorts, just like comic short period of time is like probably from a few months to a few years and comic book wise, but he either bought or found the Venom symbiote. He was a really bad guy. I can't remember his name for the life of me. So people in the comments, if you know his name, put it down in the comments. It'll save me.
Let's wrap up the Spider-Man. Are you guys excited for the new Spider-Man game coming out?
Yes.
Because that's sorry, like, and that's where I heard, and when I looked it up for the comic books, that's how I found out that Harry Osborn is Venom. Spoilers.
To be honest, yes, I actually am excited because I think it's gonna be like the perfect time for me to kind of get back into it. You know.
I love swinging around in the city.
I'm excited to see how dark it's gonna be. Like, ooh, I'm excited.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm also gonna love being able to see how they do with Peter teaching Miles.
Yeah, there's speculation that we're supposed to be getting co-op for that.
I hope so. That'd
As,
be
like
awesome.
Miles and Peter. Dibs on Peter.
I don't care. I'll get to play Miles. I get the cooler shit.
Yeah. Okay. So
I get the cooler shit. Yeah. Okay.
So let's talk about Deadpool. We got a new movie coming out, Deadpool 3.
I
And
freaked
guess
out.
who's coming back?
I freaked
Guess
out.
who's
Oh my
coming
god, I
back?
freaked out. I saw that trailer and I'm like, oh my god. Oh my god.
Right? Like, I watched the trailer on TikTok and it just cracks me up. He's like, "Hey, Hugh, you want to play Wolverine one more time?" Sure, Ryan. And then he just stares at the camera and his eyebrows go up and you hear Whitney Houston.
I was watching a podcast a couple of days ago and they did a live reaction of that and one of the dudes lost their mind and I'm all like, yeah, that's pretty much how I was when I first saw that. Yeah. Oh my god, it's going to be so amazing.
That being said, I'm excited but I want to see Deadpool actually get thrown in with the actual X-Men universe. Now, before you start saying something stupid, Global, yes, he is a part of the X-Men universe, but I'm talking older X-Men where you've actually got what's his name? The actor who played Cyclops and
James Marsden's, I think.
Something like that. Where you got what's her name from? I want to say it might have been from Orange Is the New, but Jean Grey.
No, that wasn't her. I think that was a different lady.
No, she was in this one weird show called Hemlock Grove. She was the mother from Hemlock Grove.
Okay. Yep.
I remember that show on Netflix. She was the mother. I think they're like vampires or something. I don't know. Either way,
I'm sure there's a few bad guys in a few movies.
Right, but I want to see him actually show up in that X-Men universe, where Hugh was Wolverine in his prime. You know what I mean?
I don't think they'll do that. I think the easiest road they're gonna do, because I don't think any of those people are coming back, because I think they're all too busy. And James Marsden's, I think he's busy doing other stuff. Plus the Sonic stuff, I think they might be making another one for that one, but that's a story for another day. But I think they're all just doing other stuff and just don't really feel like coming back, to be honest. I think it's a lot easier for them just to throw him in the MCU, which I would love to see.
So that leaves me with the question of who's your favorite, X-Men? You can't say Deadpool because he was never really an X-Men.
I'll let Lycan go first since he hasn't been talking much. I already have my 3.
Yeah, we're gonna force that guy to talk more. I swear to God, I'm gonna grab him by his throat and make him talk more.
Ooh, me first. Me first.
Shut up.
You fucker! You stole my line.
Language.
Mom, Dad,
Anyways.
quit fighting.
Shut up.
Okay, Lycan, let's honestly hear from you at this point.
To be honest, I have 3.
Give
Nightcrawler.
me your number 1.
Okay, number 1, Storm.
Okay.
Ooh, she's a good one.
Global, can you shut up and let him explain? God.
Says the man who interrupted him.
Anyways, the reason is because I've always found her ability to just control basically the weather amazing. Because that's not gonna be an easy power to use.
Can I just say my favorite line is from the X-Men movies, is from Storm, and it's from the first one when she annihilates Toad.
I think I know that line you're talking about.
Oh, I know the scene you're talking about. I don't know what she says.
Yep, when she when Toad has his tongue wrapped around, do you know what happens to toads when they get struck by lightning? Same thing that happens to everything else. Zap!
Yeah.
And something TheAnimeShogun probably already knows, the guy who played Toad also played Darth Maul.
Yeah, that's actually, I was going to steal your little fun fact line and use that.
Ha! Eat me.
No.
All right, so...
Global, what
All
about
right,
you?
so yeah,
Gambit.
Global, what's... That's a good one, but why Gambit?
I've always even as a child, it was always a tough choice between Gambit, Beast, and Wolverine. But Gambit has always been my number one because of the fact is, of one, his upbringing. The dude can steal anything because he grew up in a society of thieves, and he has and his ability is literally, if he was able to do more with it, OP as hell. But the basic shit is, he's able to blow stuff up with a touch. Anything he wants.
Yeah, you've seen how he like puts all that energy in the throwing cards.
Yeah, which is really awesome. I tried throwing cards as a kid because of him.
So there is a little fun fact about that, okay? Gambit had to learn actually how to throw those cards as well as he does from actual card throwers.
Yeah.
He had to learn from at least 4 of them in order to perfect it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
So I thought that was actually kind of interesting that, like, in order to play it so right, he had to learn from professionals.
Yeah. I also loved his banter with Rogue and how they got married in the comics.
Okay, then. All right, Shogun, what's next?
What's yours, actually? What's yours, Shogun?
Yeah, thanks for skipping me, jerk.
I didn't skip you this time. It was Lycan.
Sorry.
Go to the corner.
I would actually have to say, Wolverine is probably my top guy, hands down. Not just because of the fact that he's got metal claws and the healing factor, but I don't think a lot of people actually realize that he's actually got that Wolverine rage.
A lot of people really
don't. That animalistic rage, and that's one thing I love about Wolverine. But surprisingly, he's actually not my number one. He's my number 2.
Yeah.
Oh.
My number 1, hands down, is Colossus.
Colossus is a beast.
And...
Just because, like, in the new, like, Marvel universe, I like how he's this big, tall, and I think that the whole Russian accent, plays off very well. But the other thing is, like, I like how, even though he's basically like a giant 10 man, and he's, nigh indestructible in a sense, he goes by, like, a moral code. Like, if you watch the first Deadpool, and he's beating up Gina, I forgot her last name, she used to be a fighter. He's like, oh, your shirt. He's trying to, like, block his view, and she's like, oh, you're so nice, and then she continues to hit him.
Didn't she hit him in the nuts?
Like, even though he has that moral code, he's willing to take a beating. He's still willing to throw hands.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although, like, my favorite line is basically during that whole thing. It's like, oh, I feel bad for your wife.
And your poor wife.
Yeah. I like the fact that she hit him in the nuts. She was actually able to hit him in the nuts, and he felt it.
I think my favorite part from that movie, from Deadpool, is when you just see Deadpool looking back and forth. And he's like, that does it. Then he's like, all the dinosaurs feared the T-Rex.
What's my name? Oh, I'm going to fucking spell it out for him. He proceeds to do it. Also, fun fact about Wolverine, not a lot of people actually really seem to realize because of Hugh Jackman, Wolverine is actually really short.
Yeah,
He is
How
by
short are we talking about?
he's in the
5.
5 foot something.
Yeah, he's like 5. I think he's either 5 foot or 5'5", somewhere in that general
I want
vicinity.
to say it might be 5'3" or 5'2". He's a short guy,
He is a
Damn.
very short guy. Also,
Huh.
but
yeah. Sorry, go
we
on.
got to move on to our next
Yep.
topic
Yep,
here.
yep.
So now I want to talk about the Avengers. And the first one I want to talk about is one that I'm glad to sit there and say that Global is going to love me for this.
Which is?
And no, it's not Thor.
Which
Doctor
is?
Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
They could have done so much with that movie. They could have done so much with that movie. So much.
I want to hear your opinion on that before we actually get into the Avengers.
It was a decent movie, but they could have done so much with that. Just so much with that. The fight scenes with the Illuminati and Scarlet Witch, I will admit, she made a decent villain. I will admit that. But they could have done so much.
In the comic books, she's actually a major Doctor Strange villain.
She goes back and forth in the comics because she's nuts. She's pretty much crazy as hell.
What I've actually read, she's actually like one of like his biggest villains.
Yep.
Yeah, she goes back and forth, but she is one of his biggest villains, being the whole witchcraft and magic scenario. But my opinion of that movie was it felt like it was just WandaVision Part 2. It was mostly just Wanda. Like, the only thing I actually enjoyed from that movie was all the different Stranges, including Zombie Strange.
Yeah. They could have done so much with that movie with the multiverse stuff. If they made it a little bit longer, I felt like they could have done so much with that movie. I understand the reason why she was doing what she was doing. The ending was kind of lackluster for me. How they won was through the fear of her children not recognize her and stuff like that. But at the same time, it just felt too easy to do to me, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's why I didn't like it.
It just, yeah.
That, I don't know. Hearing about all this, it kind of makes me like wonder how they're gonna do the end. Because while you guys were talking, I did a little research, and I don't know. Apparently, I'm wondering if they're gonna do a third one in the dark dimension.
Could
You
be.
wonder, but now I want to pick your brain about Morbius.
Who do I talk to about getting my time back?
You better pray to your gods.
God, that movie.
I don't know.
Just...
To me, that movie, the only thing that I actually kind of like perked up, like it piqued my interest about, was the whole thing that if you watched after the credits, you see Vulture show up from Tom's universe, Tom's Spider-Man universe.
Yep. The fact that he gets transported there.
Yep, he transports in, then he walks out basically a free man. He gets his equipment essentially. But it sounds like this is going to take place in Andrews as well. Because if I believe correctly, there was a poster that said Murderer, and it showed Andrews Spider-Man in his uniform.
I saw that in one of the trailers. I didn't see that particular in the movie. Of course,
they took it out of the movie. They took that out of the movie.
Yeah. I really don't know if I've heard anything if the Venomverse, I think, or the Sony verses, I think they're calling it, where Andrew Garfield is in that one. That'd be cool if he came back as Spider-Man. That'd be really cool. I haven't heard anything of.
Yes, I heard about that. And sorry to interrupt you, but to answer that, cool. Yes, I've heard about it. They have confirmed that there is going to be an Amazing Spider-Man 3, and they have confirmed that it's going to be Tom Hardy's Venom showing up in that universe.
I'll have to do some research then, because that actually sounds pretty cool. Because if that's true,
if
that's true, then that'll be really cool. Because
if it's not, then the damn internet lied to me. But
the internet never lies.
Yes, it does. All right, so Lycan, give me your favorite Avenger and why.
Ooh. That's a tough one. I can't. I can't. That's the
You're
thing.
gonna have to. That's also your punishment for not doing your homework.
Well, I'm sorry. I have fucking kids. To be honest, Hawkeye.
Hey, why?
Okay, this may seem cliche, but the fact
It
that
is.
shut up, asshole. Uh, but the fact that like you have all these other heroes with powers and all this stuff, but you have a guy who's literally just like dead shot in a way with a bow and arrow, which is not very easy. So the fact that he can hit shots like no other person can makes him my favorite.
Yeah.
What about Black Widow? What? She's not human enough for you?
No.
All right, fair enough.
Hey,
All right, Global, it's your
Hulk!
turn before I regret it.
Hulk, 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 Hulk.
I'm gonna
No.
hurt you. I'm gonna hurt you. I wonder
I'm
what if I
gonna-
left the stove on by chance. I'm gonna hurt you. And I'm gonna hurt you.
Hulk, hands down the Hulk though, but I've always loved the Hulk
Okay.
over everyone else because of the fact is he's so powerful and he is just one of he is one of those heroes that has always been misunderstood. I love those kinds of heroes that's all like he is a misunderstood hero. Everybody hates him because of the damage he can do, yes, and he can't really control what he does. But at the same time, everyone goes picking a fight with him because they want his power, and he's only defending himself. That's the thing.
You're right. Like how he was basically a scientist, and they basically wanted to make like a super soldier with gamma radiation, essentially.
Yeah, and
But before
yeah.
you get into that, which version of the Hulk? Because you got Eric Bana, which was the first one, not the original, but the first one that I think made it like really big in Hollywood. Fans
Yeah.
can probably are gonna scream me out for that, and that's fine. But you got like Eric Bana's, you got like Edward Norton, and then you got Mark Ruffalo. So which Hulk?
Honestly, Eric Bana.
Okay. Did you know that in the show She-Hulk with Mark Ruffalo's Hulk that actually they're tying that into Edward Norton's?
Yeah.
Because of the fight between him and Abomination?
Yeah. I watched
Okay.
a little bit of it. I still need to finish it.
Yeah, so do I. All right. Whew, my favorite Avenger. Now that's hard for me to say. Probably, I think I'd have to go with. That's hard to say. I want to say Cap. I want to say Captain America.
You just chose because you can't choose Hulk.
No, I like Captain America. He was one of my top guys. But the reason why he's not anymore is because I liked him back in what was it, like World War One?
2.
Was it 2? World War II where they went against the Nazis?
Yep, 2.
Okay. So I liked him better during that time frame because not only did he have his shield, but he also carried guns.
Yeah.
Like he was literally an actual soldier. Like he at least carried the shield and a pistol, or you'd see him running with like a Tommy gun or some sort of a rifle. Now it's just more of he knows mixed martial arts and a shield, and it's like, if an alien's gonna shoot me with a staff, what am I gonna do? Beat him with my fisticuffs?
Yes.
Captain America has said yes because he's actually done that.
Right, but it's just a beatdown. I don't know. For me, I think I actually have to go with my number one guy being Iron Man.
Okay. If I may jump in and ask a question.
Yeah,
What do you
sure,
get?
because I don't get to explain why I choose Iron Man. But
Oh,
no,
I'm
please go ahead.
No. Sorry.
No, you already the damage is already done, sir.
No, just
I will
no,
explain
shit.
it later. You just ask your damn question.
No, I feel bad.
Sir,
Actually,
if
no.
you're not gonna ask your question, go to your room. Go to your room.
No. It was about the new Avengers that was revealed in She-Hulk in Phase 4. What do you guys think about that?
I figured it was only a matter of
Because
time.
I haven't heard who's all like in the lineup for it. I know She-Hulk is essentially replacing Hulk in it, but I don't know who all's in the. I thought I heard that Wolverine's probably going to be thrown in there too.
It'll probably be a matter of time before they throw him in there, but it's going to be probably a little bit.
Well, yeah, the thing that confuses me is the fact that Spider-Man and Wolverine, I think, are from the comic books. I believe they were both Avengers at the same time.
Wolverine's in like every single team in the comics.
Well, from what I heard is Miss Marvel and Kate Bishop are gonna be showing up.
Yeah, I figured it was only a matter of time.
Done.
I figured it was only a matter of time because in the comics they created a new Avengers. Hell, I think Kate Bishop in the comics created the West Coast Avengers, so I figured it's only a matter of time before they create a either TV series or a movie of West Coast Avengers, which will
Wait a minute. Are we talking about like Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel, or are we talking like Captain Marvel?
To be honest, I'm not really seeing much information about it, but all I know is they're going to Scovia Accords.
Oh,
I have a question after TheAnimeShogun answers the reason why he likes Iron Man.
Which I
thank you. Well, I'd have to say the reason I like Iron Man is because not only is he a genius billboy, playboy, billionaire, philanthropist. I butchered that, but I don't care. As much as like he's that, he's also a genius, but he's also a caring guy. But not only that, it's impressive all the weaponry he can throw into a suit.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm impressed. Like in the first one, you got a tank shell getting shot at him, and he dodges it. And all he's got is this little mini rocket come out of his wrist, and he blows up the tank.
Let's just face it, that scene when that happens is fucking amazing. Whoosh! Yeah. Looks back at it, you son of a... BAM!
Right? He's like, did you just shoot me? Then turns around, pulls out his wrist, and a rocket comes out. A little mini rocket, like the size of my hand. Blows it up, and then he's just walking away. And the fact that in the movie they threw in the actual like Iron Man music, like Iron Man by Black Sabbath, fitting. Fucking fitting.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Alright.
But my question was, what's your guys' opinions on them changing Kamala Khan from an Inhuman in the MCU, by the way, from an Inhuman to a mutant?
I'm gonna let Lycan go.
To be honest, I don't really have any thing about that because I haven't really heard much about Kamala Khan, so not getting a good answer for me.
Fair enough.
I haven't watched Miss Marvel at all, but I don't know how I feel about that because I feel like for her to be basically taking place with the Avengers and everything, and them turn on saying she's an Inhuman, nope, we're going to change it to a mutant. I feel like if you throw her in the category of mutant, she should be more with the X-Men.
Yeah. I didn't like how they changed her powers to begin with, because her powers was stretchiness. To begin with, that's really why they didn't really watch the show. But I'm not really a fan of that, because it just doesn't fit Kamala Khan, in my opinion. She's always been an Inhuman. That's what she always has been.
I've never been much for Miss Marvel anyway. The only Miss Marvel I like is the one that's supposed to be like Captain Marvel, but she's more with like the black like onesie or the big like one piece or whatever.
Yeah.
With the yellow lightning bolt and the red like sash on her hips. That's the only Miss Marvel I actually like. I can tell you right now, I don't even care for Captain Marvel, and I did not care for Brie Larson being Captain Marvel.
I didn't like her as Captain Marvel either. She just didn't. Just didn't fit her, to be honest, in my opinion.
Yeah, I didn't really know. But now, as I'm sure we're getting close to wrapping it up here.
About 5 minutes left.
Here's an important question for you.
Okay.
how do you feel about Marvel's Thor and Loki and Odin compared to actual historic like Norse mythology of Odin, Thor, and Loki?
I'm gonna let Global go on this one because he knows more about Norse and everything.
Yeah, no, you're not gonna walk out of this one like that. You're gonna say something on it because we've got some
No,
time, and I want to hear what you have to say because I'm sure Global's gonna go. I'm sure he's got a lot to say, and he's gonna have to sum that up.
well, yeah, but I was more like because with how they're portraying Thor and everything, I don't like it because with, in my opinion, Norse mythology, Thor, Odin, all those, and Loki, they were more willing to start war to preserve their own realm and making sure they had enough, like, how can I say it? Fucking, I'm trying not to say, but they're more bloodthirsty. And the fact that Marvel is making them more like wanting to protect peace and everything, I don't. That doesn't sit well with me. That's how I feel.
Global.
Um, Loki I liked because Loki has always been, from what I've read in the stories of Norse mythology, Loki's always been that chaotic dude to just do shit for the pretty much fun of it. Odin didn't really like that Marvel's Odin versus Norse mythology Odin because Odin has always been more of a guy who just gathers information, and Thor's hammer in actual Norse mythology is just really strong. There's no spells on it. It's just really, 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 really strong. Like Thor himself has to have gauntlets and a belt in order for him to pick it up. And as of Norse mythology versus Marvel's Thor mythology versus Marvel's Thor, hands down, Norse mythology Thor would wipe the floor with them just because he's more violent. He's more ready to anger. He's always. It's just he's more willing to do those things. Yes, he's known as the